Hi guys, this is Rachel with Rachel's Truth. I just wanted to come on today and talk about the news. Bill Cosby was released today. His conviction was overturned by a judge. I believe it was in Pennsylvania. And I just wanted to come on because there are so many mixed reactions, and I didn't get to look into everything and read everything, but I wanted to come on and just give like a raw reaction, how I feel. At first, I really didn't know how to feel. I was like in between being happy for him because of him being elderly and being ailed, right? And then also, I guess, just thinking about the person who I thought I knew, right? But we really don't know him. So I was thinking about those things. So I was kind of like on the fence, but then I have to remember and I have to chin check myself because it's like, what do we talk about here? We talk about trauma and healing, and that is what it's all about. And these young ladies, they went through something that was traumatic. And then having to come forward and tell their story and, Me Too movement and so on and so forth, that like, what would we stand for? What would I stand for if I didn't be angry that they let him go? So I was just like really just searching myself to try to figure out like why I felt like that. Like didn't know how to feel. And then, there was just certain things that came to mind. For one, he's a black man, right? And, society tells us that us as black people have to stick together, so on and so forth. And then he's a man and we're steady trying to protect our men, right? So I think that maybe some of that came from that. And then also I had to think a little deeper and just really try to figure it out because, with anyone else, I would have been outraged, right? So I had to evaluate that and try to figure it out. And I came to the conclusion that a lot of people confuse the character that someone plays with, let me correct that. A lot of people confuse a character with character. So basically, I was paying attention to the character that he played, but forgetting about his character. His character is basically what he has showed, what he has displayed. And I don't know him privately. These young ladies dealt with him privately, and other individuals have. I don't know him privately. So I was very confused. I was just paying attention to the character that I seen on Bill Cosby, the show. And that was of a happy, funny, loving father who taught his children different things and helped them to thrive and survive in life. And there were so many lessons on that show that we loved that show. We loved the show because he was successful. His wife was successful. They had children who, did things and were successful in school, who were active and doing different things in life, right? So we were attracted to that. We seen positivity on the screen and we adored it. And it's something that we held on to for years. That was something that we compared relationships, marriages, and families, so on and so forth, to the Cosby Show, right? So I think because we have lost that, because of what he has done, we feel that we have lost it. Because we haven't lost it. It still exists. There are still families out there. It may not be Bill Cosby, his character he played on the show, but there are fathers out there that are doing what they have to do, that are, successful, that are teaching their children, that are involved in their lives and present, right? So I had to remind myself that I don't know him and I don't know his character. But what I do know is what numerous ladies came forth and said about him, that I can figure out the type of character that he had in personal dealings, right? So, yes, he did play a character, but his character from the show is not what was on trial. His personal character is what was on trial, and he was convicted. And the fact that the conviction was overturned is appalling. I'm very upset. I'm very outraged. after coming to the conclusion that this is where I should be. I should be outraged. And I am. I'm outraged because it's basically a technicality that the judge could have, set straight today or whenever he made this decision. He could have set it straight. And I believe it was in regards to consent. I believe it said, they mentioned something like what is consent? Because in whatever state it is, I think it's Pennsylvania, that definition hasn't been clearly defined. And he's being released because it hasn't been clearly defined. So yeah, that's where we are right now with this. And I feel like it's not right. And I feel that a lot of people are going to be hurt from it. I being one of them, even though I wasn't one of his victims, I too was a victim of sexual assault, a victim of rape. And if the person who did something to me, all of a sudden their conviction was overturned, I would feel like my heart was ripped out of my chest. I would feel like everything that I poured out of me, everything that I said, everything that I had to relive and put out there so that he could be convicted was done in vain. Like that I hurt like that for no reason. And still he's able to go free because of who he is. And I think that is unfair. And I don't think it's right. And I don't know what can be done, but I know there's a petition going around and I plan on signing it because I can just imagine how they feel. It's a sad day. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll be back to talk a little bit more about this topic because it's not right. It's not right. And there are people hurting today. All right, guys, talk to you soon.